Welcome you all on behalf of I.N.M PG College to this two-day international multidisciplinary conference organized in collaboration with the International Council for Education, Research and Training on the theme Indigenous Wisdom and Beyond, Contemporary Multidisciplinary Explorations. It is with great honor and privilege that we extend our warmest welcome to our esteemed chief guests, dignitaries, distinguished speakers, and participants from across India and abroad. Your gracious presence here has added immense value to this meaningful gathering dedicated to exploring the relevance of Indigenous knowledge systems in today's evolving global and academic landscape. This conference invites us to reflect on how traditional wisdom can engage in dialogue with contemporary disciplines and encouraging new perspectives, inclusive thinking, and innovative approaches to knowledge. It reminds us that true learning lies in connecting the past with the present to shape a more thoughtful and informed future. We are truly honored to have you all here with us today. To mark the auspicious beginning of this academic journey, may I now request our esteemed guest, our chief patron, Sri Arun Kumar Gupta sir, our honorable secretary, our patron, Professor Anita Rathi, ma'am, honorable principal, our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Aruna Achal, ma'am, distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Ravindra Kumar, sir, and our chairperson, Dr. Eugenia Zarikova, to grace the stage with their presence and kindly proceed for the lighting of the lamp, symbolizing the triumph of knowledge over ignorance. As the sacred flame is being lit, invoking wisdom and enlightenment, we now invite the talented students of our music department to present the Saraswati Vandana, seeking the blessings of the goddess of knowledge for the success of this conference. May I request the music group to kindly take the stage. The music group for the Saraswati Vandana.
you for the beautiful rendition of the Saraswati Vandana. Now, as we move forward with this enriching academic gathering, I, Mahima Thakur, Assistant Professor, I.N.M PG College, take privilege to introduce the distinguished dignitaries who have graced this occasion with their presence. We extend our warm and respectful welcome to our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri K.C. Tyagi, former Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha, as well as Rajya Sabha. We are also privileged to be joined by our Chief Patron, Sri Arun Kumar Gupta, sir, Honorable Secretary, I.N.M PG College, whose steadfast guidance strengthens the institution, and our patron, Professor Dr. Anita Rathi ma'am, Principal of I.N.M PG College, whose academic leadership continues to shape its vision of excellence. I would also like to welcome our patron, Professor Dr. Ruda Vasco Galango, Executive Director, ICERT, Capacity Building and Professional Department Division. And our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Aruna Achal ma'am, Dean Faculty of Education, Baba Mastanath University, Rohtak, and Director ICERT, Stepensia, whose scholarly contribution greatly enriched today's discourse. It is an honor to have with us our distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Ravindra Kumar sir, Head of the Department English, Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Meerut. We are equally delighted to acknowledge the virtual presence of our keynote speaker, Dr. Manisha D. Bhagoji, Secretary General, International Council for Education Research and Training, USA, whose international academic engagement adds a global dimension to this gathering. We are further honored by the gracious presence of our esteemed chairperson, Professor Dr. Usha Shahuri, Professor, Department of English, SNP Government Girls PG College, Meerut, and Professor Dr. Eugenia Zarikova, Associate Professor and Head, Center for Language and Communication, Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut, whose academic expertise will guide and enrich the proceedings of this session. Your presence adds immense value to this gathering, and we are grateful for your time and contribution. To further express our gratitude and formally honor the presence of our esteemed guests and dignitaries, we now move on to the felicitation ceremony. And for this, I would like to request our principal ma'am, Professor Anita Rathi, Honorable Secretary, Sri Arun Kumar Gupta sir, with sapling and shawl. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Vandana Sharma, Professor Deepa Tyagi, and Professor Reena Gupta to felicitate our principal, Professor Anita Rathi ma'am, with sapling and shawl as a token of reverence. Now, I request Dr. Mamta and Dr. Swarna ma'am to felicitate Professor Ravindra Kumar sir with shawl and a sapling as a token of gratitude. Thank you, sir. Now, I invite Dr. Nikita ma'am and Dr. Ekta Chaudhary to felicitate Dr. Anuradha ma'am with a sapling and shawl as a token of reverence. Request Ms. Nika Tuvera and Dr. Monica to felicitate Dr. Sandeep sir with a sapling and shawl.
I now request Mrs. Mahima Thakur, Dr. Diksha, and Dr. Mamta Singh to welcome Dr. Eugenia Zarikova and felicitate her with a sapling and shawl as a token of our reverence.
Just clap. Dr. Kavita Garg and Dr. Sarika Sharma to please felicitate Dr. Deepthi Kaushik ma'am, our IQAC coordinator, with sapling and a shawl as a token of gratitude. I would also like to request Dr. Rachel ma'am, please come on the stage to felicitate Deepthi ma'am. Path on this journey of knowledge, innovation, and collaboration, we stand at a threshold of possibility, poised to explore new horizons and forge of meaningful connections. With that said, I now take a privilege to invite our esteemed Honorable Principal Professor Anita Rathi ma'am to kindly deliver the welcome address and formally inaugurate this conference.
Respected Chief Guest, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, eminent international and national delegates, learned scholars, member of the academic fraternity, esteemed colleagues, and my dear students. It is with immense pride, honor, and a deep sense of responsibility that I extend a very warm welcome to all of you to this international seminar on Indigenous wisdom and beyond, contemporary multidisciplinary explorations. Being organized by Smile National Mahila PG College on this significant day, 29th April 2026. At the onset, I take great pleasure in extending a special and respectful welcome to our esteemed dignitaries whose presence has truly elevated the stature of this academic gathering. I warmly welcome S.H. K.C. Tyagi, former member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in absentia, whose vast public experience and vision continue to inspire us. I also extend my heartful welcome to Shri Arun Kumar Gupta ji, Honorary Secretary of I.N.M College, Meerut, whose constant support and guidance much make such academic initiative possible. I'm quite equally honored to welcome Professor Rhoda Basco Glanco, Executive Director, ICERT, Capacity Building and Professional Development Division, whose global academic engagement enriches this platform. My warm greetings also go to Dr. Aruna Achalji, Dean Faculty of Education, Baba Mastnath University, Rohtak, and Director, ICERT, Research and Innovation and Publication Division for her valuable presence and contribution. I would also like to extend a very special welcome to our keynote speaker, Dr. Manisha De Bagoji, Secretary General, ICRT, and Professor Ravinder Kumar, Professor and Head, Department of English, Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Meerut. We are thrilled to have such parts of India and from various countries across the world. Your presence reflects richness to our discussions. The theme of today's seminar is both deeply rooted and forward-looking. Indigenous wisdom is not merely a reflection of our past. It is living, evolving system of knowledge that has been shared through countries, through centuries of interaction between human beings and their natural and social environments. It encompasses substantiability, ethical living, community values, and a holistic understanding of life. At the same time, the inclusion of the phrase and beyond encourages us to expand our vision. It invites us to explore how indigenous knowledge can engage with contemporary discipline and respond to modern challenges. It emphasized the need for a multidisciplinary approach, where traditional wisdom interacts with fields such as science, technology, environmental studies, gender studies, and cultural analysis. In today's that are relevant to the present and future. Committed to academic excellence and social responsibility, INPG College continuously strive to create meaningful platform for intellectual exchange. This international seminar is one such initiative that brings together diverse voices and perspectives to engage in constructive dialogue. On this occasion, I am also pleased to share that an edited volume titled Indigenous Wisdom and Beyond, Contemporary Multidisciplinary Exploration is being published alongside this seminar. As the chief editor of this volume, I feel deeply privileged to have engaged with scholarly contribution from researchers across disciplines and regions. This publication is a modest yet sincere efforts to contribute the growing body of knowledge in this important arena. I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to all contributors, reviewers, members of organizing committee, and collaborating institutions whose dedicated efforts have made both this seminar and the publication possible. Dear participants, especially my dear students, I encourage you to actively participate in today's session. Let us this platform inspire you to think critically, engage meaningfully, and contribute creatively. Knowledge becomes truly valuable when it leads to understanding, innovation, and positive change. I'm confident that today's seminar will lead to enriching discussion, new ideas, and meaningful collaboration across borders. It is my sincere hope that the outcomes of this seminar will contribute towards building a more inclusive, sustainable, and knowledge-driven society. With these words, I wish the seminar a grand success. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for such a warm and gracious welcome. We are truly honored. I would like to take the opportunity to announce that one of our chairpersons, Dr. Usha Swane, Professor, Department of English, SMP Government Girls PG College, Meerut, has joined us. We would like to welcome her on stage. And I would also request Dr. Swarna, Dr. Neha, and Dr. Priyanshi to felicitate her with shawl and a sapling as a token of honor. I'd like to invite Dr. Devi on stage. Thank you so much, ma'am. I now have the privilege of inviting Dr. Swarna, Conference Organizing Secretary, Assistant Professor, and the Head of the English Department, I.N.M PG College, to kindly present the conference statement and give us a brief insight into what the theme of this uh, conference entails.
Thank you so much, Tarun. All the distinguished dignitaries, respected scholars, and dear delegates. It is an honor for me to present the conference statement for this international conference on reimagining knowledge system, indigenous wisdom, and beyond contemporary multidisciplinary exploration. As today we gather not just to discuss the knowledge, but to reimagine it through the lens of tradition, experiences, and collective wisdom. It means this gathering is not just about discussion, but about rediscovering the power of indigenous wisdom in shaping a better, more sustainable future. By connecting tradition with innovation, we open new pathways for learning and transformation. This conference has been thoughtfully envisioned as a platform to critically engage with traditions. Indigenous wisdom offers profound insights into sustainability, ethical living, and holistic well being, areas of increasing importance in today's rapidly evolving world. At the same time, this gathering is more than an academic exercise, it is an opportunity to rediscover, reconnect, and reimagine knowledge. By bringing together scholars and practitioners from diverse disciplines, we aim to foster meaningful dialogue and interdisciplinary collaboration, bringing the gap between tradition is our sincere hope that the dialectical thinking deepen understanding and open new pathways for research and collaboration. May this conference inspire ideas, collaborations, and renewed commitment to knowledge that truly matters. Now, I would like to stop my words with these poetic lines here. when knowledge lives in our memory and tradition. May these pages echo their silent teachings and carry their light into the future. So, with these words, I wish you all a highly enriching and productive conference here. So, thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We now move forward to one of the most awaited parts of today's program, that is the keynote session. And for that, we have Dr. Manisha D. Bhagoji. She has joined us through a virtual platform. Dr. Bhagoji is currently serving ICERT as an Executive Director of Professional Development Division in USA. She holds BA Vocational, double MA English, BEd, CTAT, NET, Technical Writing, and PhD in English. She has 17 plus years of experience in teaching English as a subject and a language. She has worked as a technical writer. She also worked as an IELTS soft skill trainer and personality development trainer at professional level. In present job, besides academics, actively involved in training on personality development, soft skills, and owning the interview skills. She is a member at various professional bodies and honored with several prestigious awards. And now I would like to request her to begin the deliberation with her keynote address.
Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. With your permission, I would like to share my screen.
Ma'am, just a second. There is a technical issue.
Yeah, sure. No issues. Please let me know when I need to start.
Ma'am, just a minute.
Sure, no issues.
फोटो लीव करके वापस ज्वाइन करने का सर सर्कल बाइंड और
Dr. Manisha Bhagoji ma'am, we are currently facing a technical issue and we would like to apologize, but it might take some time and we'll have another keynote session for our keynote speaker who is present here physically, and we'll ask you to join once
No issues.
the problem is being solved. Just introduce yourself. No, I was It is a matter of great and 90 MPhil researchers, shaping generations of academicians. His commitment to higher education and academic leadership has also been recognized with a letter of appreciation from Chaudhry Charan Singh University for his valuable contribution. May I now request Professor Dr. Ravindra Kumar to kindly grace the podium and share his valuable insights.
Good afternoon. Am I audible? See, frankly speaking, I'm a classroom teacher. So much has been said about me. I'm not a technician. I'm not a scholar. Simply speaking, I'm a classroom teacher. And you can take it like a rhetoric. But anyways, speaking in the conferences, and specifically when you are in the capacity of a keynote speaker, it gives the feeling that you are going to be the fifth wife of King Henry VIII, where the execution is a must. Nobody can say. But anyways, on this corner, sitting over the other teachers of the college, teachers from other different colleges, students and media personnel. A very good afternoon to all of you. Been more than 500 or 600 conferences on the theme centering the Indian knowledge system or indigenous knowledge. Much has already been debated in this area. So let us try to be very simple and let us try to make a connection between the biggest of the things and the smallest of them. What I mean by the biggest of the things is that, the Indian philosophy, which is out of the reach of common. Remember, the knowledge system that we are providing to our Indian knowledge system, it should be within the reach of every common. It should be within the reach of, illiterate people. So by the biggest of things, I mean the intricate Indian philosophy, which is not understood by a number of people. And by the smallest of things, I mean, the very simple scriptures, the very simple books which are within our reach, which you can find in all the homes. I'm talking about the Upanishads, I'm talking about the Ramayana, I'm talking about the Mahabharata, I'm talking about the Gita. So these are the books and scriptures which, you can find in all the household. And these are the very storehouses of tremendous knowledge, and we can learn a number of teachings, moral lessons from them, and then we can incorporate them in our day-to-day life. So let us be very simple. Let us not, complicate the idea. I begin my talk with the Mark. If you remember, once she said that India is the human speech, it is the mother of lecture. So I feel this is a statement in itself. It says everything about its rich legacy, its tradition, its rich educational system, its legendary figures about everything. See, when we talk about indigenous knowledge system, again, I'm telling you that I just want to keep it very simple. I'm not going to complicate the idea. When you talk about Indian knowledge system, it basically refers to a kind of living body or a kind of structured framework that includes traditional wisdom and practices. And these practices have been originated by our forefathers over thousands of years. And this is not confined to one particular field. You can find it in mathematics, you can find it in medicine, you can find it in religion and philosophy, you can find it in all the areas. So for example, in mathematics we have Aryabhatta and Ishtar. Remember, without the invention of zero, I think no calculation could have been possible. And who provided this field? It was given by someone else. Then in medicine, we have Chana. And in social philosophy and IUPAC Chanakya is the undisputed monarch. Then in yoga, we have Patanjali. Patanjali is unrivaled as IUPAC. And in philosophy, we have a number of philosophers like Adi Shankaracharya, we have Buddhism, we have Jainism. Then, in the modern time, we have Swami Vivekananda, Shri Aurobindo. Well, I will say that our knowledge system is not confined to one area, rather it is informed all the area. It has included almost every area. Now, let us focus on the main sources of this Indian knowledge. Okay. If we talk about our Indian knowledge system or indigenous knowledge system, the main sources are number one, the Upanishads, then the two scriptures, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, and then, in the beginning, I told you that we have to make a connection between the guest of the smallest of the again, I repeat. By the biggest of the things, I mean the intricate Indian law. Everything in our day. So first, let us talk about the very great, the founding them. Now try to have a look at the it teaches us how this universe has been created. It talks about the universe. The relationship with and it also talks about how different forces of nature have been performing by different forms and we have Varun Devta, we have Prithvi Devta, we have Agni Devta, we have play a crucial role in the formation of this work and taking place. Also teaching us about the formation of this body, and it tells us that this body is made of, five elements, like the fire, the air, the water, the earth, and right? Then if we talk about the Yajurveda, it focuses on all the rituals that we perform in our day-to-day life. Remember, nurturing of their children. The children are educated in the most, privileged possible in a broad, different area. And sometimes it is seen that the funeral ceremony of the father, it takes place in a video. So that is the thing. Then you can talk about Lakshman. Lakshman also sacrificed his 14 years for the sake of his brother. Just to be his brother, he also sacrificed his 14 years. How many brothers can you take at the present time? And we cannot forget Bharat also. He ruled over Ayodhya. He ruled over Ayodhya by placing the sleepers of Ram on the throne of Ayodhya. I think this is a real practical, and I'm telling you very sincerely that it can be possible of it. Such a thing is possible only in India, that is not possible on the Western. Again, if you look at the two concepts, that of the divine and the demonic, in the sense of the two, they are not like the good and the evil, but they are the very two parts of human nature. Like we are not saying we are about our rights. Do we teachers, doctors, lawyers, politicians, we all know about rights. This right, that right. Do we ever talk about duties? So we must talk about our duties also. The duty is not only to your family, that is to the society, that is to the nation, that is to each and every unprivileged person, that is to the downtrodden, that is to those women who are not able to catch women. But like just following his dharam. His dharam was not only to his family, but his dharam was to his people also. He was a king. He was, but he was just on the behest of one man, left his wife. But here, you can say that he was just following his dharam, and dharam is making Sanatan Parina. That is the core of right? Then the second message of the Gita, I feel that is very, very rich. As a student of literature, I feel that the present time is very critical. Life is very complicated and uncertain. We all are suffering from a number of, and sometimes people think suicide. I think today every second person is suffering from the sense that I belong to nobody. I may be right. This may be my subjective point. I feel this is right at the present time. Why? Because the region is very. working with them, we have become like them. I mean, insensitive. Suppose something very bad happens to you, बहुत बुरा हो जाए तुम्हारे साथ. You feel down and out. At this time, you just read one line from that exam, that is, whatever happens, happens for good. Whatever happens, it happens for divine will. The moment you read this line, I feel it works like a soothing balm for your bruised. What I'm trying to say is that in the Gita also we can find a number of lessons of the name of traditional wisdom. So I have told you how the scriptures, how the two epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, and how this Gita, they can teach a number of practical things. So the need is not only to read about such things, but to incorporate them in our day-to-day life, to incorporate them in our personal life. Now, let me tell you how our knowledge system is not confined to India. It has also, sailed across the globe. I'm just quoting 2 or 3 Western authors where you can find that they have been much impacted by the Indian way of thinking, the Indian way of philosophy. Emerson, the American, the noted American. Emerson, he gave 3 main concepts. The first one of overthought. The second one is that of the self-reliance. If you try to have a look at all the 3 concepts, you will find that they have been a very reflection of Indian way of thinking philosophy. Maybe from the viewpoint of the Upanishad, or maybe from the viewpoint of. See, this concept of the overthought, that is a reflection of the Indian concept of Brahman. One is Atman, that is soul, the other is Brahman, that is coming from Brahma, the soul of, Brahma. I hope you are getting the point. So the concept of the oversoul which has been given by after death, we merge with the universe. We come from that place and after death we go back to them. And you can hear it even from an illiterate person in all the vistas. This world is Maya. Nothing belongs to you. When you come here, you come with your empty hands, and when you leave the world, once again you go with empty hands. Nothing belongs to you. Uselessly, you keep doing, this is my department, my classroom, my duty, my this one, my that one. So everything is an illusion, mithya. So this is the Indian concept, and this Indian concept has been incorporated by the in and if the murdered has been murdered, if he said he has been murdered, then he's also wrong. So it's only the body that died, the soul can never be destructed. So this concept has been by in his poem Brahma, but whose concept it is? That is a Indian concept. That is in Adi Shankaracharya. That is the philosophy of Brahman and Atman, they both are same. Atman is the part of this. Right? Then let us talk about TSL. You all might have read the ways to that. I'm not talking about all the sections. Let me just focus on two sections. The one is the choir sermon. This choir sermon is directly impacted by Buddhism, learning in the fire of lust and corruption. The same things have been shown by T.S. Eliot in relation to the Western world. He showed how the Western world has died. The Western, you can read it like you can read it like a lamentation on the death of love. Indian values are the key things and what the Thunder said. In the Upanishads, there is a story forming in India, all including human beings, beasts, and demons. They all started dying. Finally, they went to the Prajapati for a solution. Then the Prajapati spoke with Thunder 3 times. And he spoke 3 words, Dayavadham and Tamyaka. The first one means to give. The second one to sympathize, and the third one means to have self-control. These are not only 3 words spoken by these are the 3 ways to have redemption, to have salvation. Means if you learn how to give, but giving is not it must be selfless. I mean, there should be no expectation of having anything in return. That is without any without a bit of sense of feeling. And the last one, self-control. I think control and aspiration and desire. We all keep craving for something or other. That is human nature. We crave for something, if we get it, we start craving for another thing. We get that another thing, then we start craving for yet another thing. So till the last breath in our body, we keep craving for something and another. We are instinctual creatures. That is the basic thing. If you learn how to control your aspirations, emotions, and so these are the 3 ways that you give. If you learn how to sympathize, and if you learn how to have self-control, then you can achieve redemption. And finally, there will be Shanti. Right? Then we can talk about other authors also, like Arthur Schopenhauer, the German philosopher. What did he say about the Upanishads? About the Upanishads, he said that the Upanishads are the solace of my life. I think he has said much things just with the help of two or three. He said, again I quote, the Upanishads are the solace of my life. Elders Huxley in Brave New World, he appreciates Indian spirituality and is very critical of the Western materialism. Nietzsche, though he was very critical of Buddhism, but when he compares this Buddhism with the Christian concepts, he comes to the conclusion that the meaning of suffering, which is very clear in Buddhism, it is missing in Christianity. So I'm trying to say that is giving an edge to Buddhism over Christianity. Right. So again, my point for all the authors is that our knowledge system, it is not confined in India, but it has spread it swings across the globe. Now it is universally, now, the last thing is, why should we study our own knowledge system? We need to go three regions for it. Number one, we all are the victims of colonial legacy. I don't know whether you believe in this fact or not, but I very seriously feel so. Be the matter of getting education, be the matter of listening to music, be the matter of choosing an interest, you all go after, the Western world. You imitate the Western world. That's you. Now you can say that I'm speaking an English language, so I'm also a victim of colonial legacy. But that English is the language of the British. Right now I'm using it, so it has become mine. Language is not the personal property of anyone. Anyways, coming back to the point, at a time when most of us are the victims of colonial legacy, we should think about our own knowledge system. That is very much. Now, there are two main regions for which we should study our own Indian knowledge system or indigenous knowledge system. The first one is, it tells us how well and ancestors developed their knowledge system as a set of ideas, traditions, customs, and trends. And number two, this is very crucial. It gives a sense of identity, and this sense of identity, it has traveled from one generation to another generation, and even today it is preserved under the purpose of Sanatan Parampara. You are born in India and finally settle in America. There you will be known, due to this Ramayana. You'll be known due to this Mahabharata. You'll be known for the Upanishads. You'll be known for just because of the Vedas and the. It gives a sense of identity to all of us. That's why we must be our own knowledge system. And this is a very simple thing. We must be, familiar with something which belongs to us. I'm not saying that we should discard the Western system. No. And at the same time, we should not say that our system is better than their system. No. This is a useless thing. We can make a comparison and we can find something which is there is a problem. The problem is knowledge system and the learning which is being provided by the modern institutions. I think there is a huge gap between them. So how to bridge this gap? That is the basics. So there may be a number of ways. Since I'm trying to make the thing simple, so here also I'd like to be very simple. Very simple ways. Number one, let us make this knowledge system as a core part of our syllabus, as a core part of our curriculum, but with an emphasis on application. I hope you are getting my point. I mean, it should not only be part of the syllabus, but the emphasis from the side of the institutions and the teachers should be on the fact that the teaching and the preaching that we get from these books, it should become the very part and parcel of the day-to-day life. For example, nowadays, a number of people, I'm talking about research. A number of people choose something or some topic related to that. If you want to work on these, so we have to make this Indian knowledge system, particularly this traditional wisdom, as a core part of our curriculum. And much emphasis must be on application, how to apply these rules, how to apply these teachings and teachings in our personal. Just I gave you the example of Ram. How many sons at the present time can sacrifice their 14 years for the sake of one? Opinion. But that is something very rare. Telling you that it should not only be the part of syllabus, but you know, emphasis must be on application. How how to apply in so the first thing that we have to bridge this have to make it a core part of curriculum with a emphasis on its application. To inculcate it, to incorporate it in our day-to-day. And the second thing is that we have to teach in a more empirical. Because even today, a number of people don't believe in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. They say that it is a myth. So we have to teach such things like the Upanishads. The common perception is that the by partner. But my emphasis has been on the fact that simple things are available. I mean, in the form of simple books, simple epics. We all have read them. We all have heard stories about them. But the problem is things, whether they are following their teachings and teachings in our personal life or not. That's the basic question. And question all those and colleges are recurrently, repeatedly organizing seminars on Indian knowledge system. So I feel they should be, let there not be only lip service. There should be execution. There should be application. Only then, the organization of such conferences On this note, I will also my scholar and what inspired it and everything more. So it gives a very nice feeling when I see my students like on different, and
Thank you, sir, for such a deeply reflective and thought-provoking address. The profound insight into Indian philosophical thought, particularly the concept of universality, impermanence, and Maya have left us. Now we would again like to invite Dr. Manisha D. Bagoji for for the inconvenience first. We invite Dr. Manisha ma'am, unmute yourself.
You're not audible, but I don't know if I'm audible to you all because you're not audible to any of us online. Could you please confirm if I'm audible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So without wasting time, I'll start sharing my screen with you all, with your permission. Please let me know if my screen is visible. Yep,
Please start your presentation.
sure, fine.
Please,
So-
your voice, please. Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay. Respected dignitaries, honored guests, fellow educators, and dear participants, a very good afternoon to you all. I'm considering like my screen is visible to you all. I have started sharing my PPT. Is it visible to you all?
Ma'am, kindly increase the volume, please.
My volume, I don't know how I'm supposed to increase my volume. Am I audible enough now?
Yes,
Audible, ma'am.
Okay,
please
fine.
continue.
Okay, thank you so much.
But we can't see your screen, ma'am.
Oh, is it? Okay, let me share it one more time. For me, it seems it's quite shared. I don't know what's the issue. Give me 1 second only. Well, I hope my screen is shared now. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Thank you very much for that confirmation. It's truly privileged to be here today and speak on the theme that beautifully connects education, culture, psychology, and of course, technology. Before I begin, I would like to appreciate the organizers of this college, I.N.M. PG College, for organizing and choosing such a meaningful and relevant theme that's reimagining knowledge, indigenous wisdom, and beyond. It truly reflects the need of our time, where we are trying to find the right balance between our rich traditional knowledge and a fast changing digital world. Isn't it so? Well, in this context, my talk today is very on a small, it's a very small attempt to explore how these indigenous ways of thinking and learning can find meaningful place in our modern classrooms, especially in language education. Now, why language education? Our conference is multidisciplinary, and most of the participants would be from the different discipline. But I feel like when any particular kind of knowledge begin or we explore, we disseminate it or we spread it. We just convey it through language. So basically, language is the very primary stage that we need to take care. So I thought I should begin with that because there are another experts and the presenters who definitely would have selected another topics and the another factors of indigenous knowledge system, and they would be definitely talking about that. Therefore, I thought, let me begin with this part. So before I begin with that, I'll just make it very quick. Let me begin with a simple question to you all. How do we actually learn the best? If I was supposed to be there, definitely we would have interacted, but I understand that we are meeting virtually here. So let me continue with that. Is it learning only about textbooks and the classrooms, or is it shaped by our lived experiences, our language, our culture, and our surroundings? Well, it is not limited to that. If we reflect honestly, we realize that our deepest learning is from the stories, conversations, and the real life experiences that we live throughout, right? When these factors come, definitely it comes the indigenous mind. Learning is from the indigenous mind. Now, what is this indigenous mind? I am really glad that Dr. Ravindra Kumar sir has already mentioned about the indigenous knowledge system that has set a stage for me to just disseminate my particular topic here. So when I speak of indigenous mind, I refer to the natural way of learning. Sir has mentioned about the mythology and other things. We were not able to hear him because of technical issues, but few of the things I could pick it up and I just got some things. So, we refer to the natural ways of learning when we talk about the indigenous mind. So, for example, if I have to give the example, children learn values through grandmother's stories. We, even communities pass knowledge through the festivals and the traditions. That is another way of disseminating the knowledge. Skills are learned through observations and the participations as well. So this shows that learning is not separate from life. It is deeply connected to it, right? In fact, when I just came across a psychologist, his study, the Lev Vygotsky, he also emphasized that learning is a social and shaped by our environment. We learn best when we interact, we share, we connect with others. And when this process it happens, we are learning in the classrooms and we expect our student to learn from the classroom. But in classroom, what we give them, it is very little knowledge. They learn a lot outside the classroom. And when it comes about the learning in outside the classroom things, of course, it comes with the part of brain. So brain and language learning, it's very much connected. Now, when I talk about the brain, definitely psychological point of view comes here. So the brain learns better when it relates new knowledge to familiar experiences. When I say this, what does that mean? This is where language learning often becomes difficult. Why it is so difficult? Why our students struggle a lot? Students struggle not because they lack ability, but because the content feels quite unfamiliar and distant. We started learning English with the Western education system. And definitely the textbook and the entire stuff was quite contextual. So contextual means Western contextual. And therefore, our our Indian context or the particular regional context are quite different than the Western context, and therefore it becomes quite difficult. So here, one of the linguists, I remember the linguist Stephen Krashen. He gives a quite simple idea. He says that we learn language best when we receive comprehensible input, meaning when we say the comprehensible input that we understand and we connect it. It's something it's already, when our student has a prior knowledge of something and relevant to that, if we just give some information, additional information, that is a comprehensible input. If our student don't know anything about particular thing and we start lecturing on them, definitely they won't be able to understand part. And therefore, comprehensible input, for example, if we make our student to understand what is one, they'll understand what is two, what is three. So that is what comprehensible input we need to give. Now, these things, how this happened, what I'm telling this is a very basic knowledge, right? But it comes with indigenous knowledge. And that's why we need to think of that.
सिर्फ एक ही option आ रहा है.
And
Next.
see, what could be the more understandable or comprehensible than the content that comes from one's own culture and experiences? From our culture, from our experience, what we learn is the best thing than the textbooks. I'm not against the textbook, please don't misunderstand me. It's not like we learn from the real life experiences, so let us ignore the textbooks. It's not like that. It's about the indigenous knowledge system. So when we are thinking about all these things, we need to actually rethink about the language teaching. Learning happens at the indigenous level, but how the teaching has to go with that. So let us look at a simple classroom example. We ask our student to write down a snowy day. Now, there are very few parts of India where we have snowfall, but most of the parts of India, we haven't seen the snowy day. If we ask our student to write down a snowy day, how they would be able to write down? It is not contextual again. Now, again, you must be thinking, am I talking about the primary classrooms? Why we will be asking our student to write down about the snowy day? We deal to the high level or the higher education, but the time has come. Because of the digital classrooms, because of the emergence of AI in our education system, our classrooms are quite getting away from actual learning. They have forgotten to write down. They have forgotten to read. Everything AI is doing for them. So our students are quite disconnected from everything. And therefore, we need to drag back the same thing. And we need to ask our student to write down at least 5 to 10 sentences. So what we need to ask them to write down instead of a snowy day, we can ask them to write down about a festival they celebrate, a family tradition, real life experiences. If these things are done, what will happen? Even we can ask them, if not all the students are so good in writing or reading, we can ask, a folk story that can be used to teach comprehension. We can ask the student to narrate a story in their mother tongue and then in English. So we can ask and we can give them the flexibility to utilize their mother tongue and the English so that they would be quite comfortable. Even classroom discussions can begin with their own lives. So after doing all those things, what will happen? When we try to implement these indigenous ways in the classroom, in the teaching, students would feel more comfortable. They would be confident. They'll participate more. And then the learning becomes quite enjoyable. These are the things will happen, gradually if we start implementing the indigenous ways of learning. Now, when I say indigenous way, again, there would be the issues. Most of the modern schools and colleges, they would raise the questions, okay, so indigenous ways we need to follow. So what does that mean? Should we be away from the technology? Should we just avoid all the the new technological aspect that we need to utilize in education, in the research. Well, again, I would like to say that it is not going away from the technology. It's again, we need to bridge technology with our indigenous way. So, as I said, that many believe that technology distances us from the tradition. But I believe if we utilize it in a proper channel, proper way, it actually bridges the gap. It brings tradition quite closer. How it is possible? Let me tell you. Full story can become the animated videos. If we make our students to utilize their devices knowledge, their technological knowledge to implement in education, then oral traditions can be recorded as a podcast. Even students can create digital project on local culture. Even the graphic narratives can represent traditional stories in modern forms, right? In this way, technology becomes the bridge between past and the present. And that way, I see that if we just bring all these parts together in classroom, our classroom will have a different kind of a tree where all the branches have one or the other fruit with the different parts. When I say this thing, what does that mean? It's an interdisciplinary approach that we are able to see. So this approach is not limited to language teaching. It actually supports psychology, it supports sociology, technology, and the professional skills as well. How it is possible? Well, it's very much possible. It supports psychology by making learning quite meaningful. It supports sociology by connecting education with culture, technology by using digital tools creatively, and then finally the professional skill by improving communication and confidence. This was just my perspective. Most of the scholars who are sitting here, they would have the different the approaches towards this multidisciplinary part. And in this sense, I think that this interdisciplinary part or the approaches are quite important when we just consider the indigenous learning in our education system. So when we are bringing this educational part, students become not just the learners, they become the thinkers, communicators, culturally aware individuals. And when this happens, actually the cognitive revolution happens. Now, what is this cognitive revolution? Cognitive revolution is, when there is a shift from learning to meaningful learning, from disconnected content to culturally connected content. That learning, that is called cognitive revolution. Now, this revolution happens when, teaching matches how the brain naturally learns. So these things are really important. So it reduces the cognitive load. Once the cognitive load is reduced, students are learning in a very fast pace, or they're learning in a very enjoyable manner. This is how my research has actually shown. And the same part we do see in, National Education Policy 2020. This idea is strongly supported by this NAP 2020, which encourages the use of mother tongue and the social languages. It also supports integration of indigenous Indian knowledge system, development of holistic and interdisciplinary education. And this is how this shows that the direction we are discussing today is not just innovative. It is essential for the culture of the education in India. And therefore, I would like to say that, we need to actually implement this. And therefore, today's topic is really important. Indigenous knowledge system is actually the need of time. Not taking much of time. I know we are already running too late. I would like to conclude with one simple thought. The future of the education is not about choosing between the tradition and the technology. It's about bridging them together. When indigenous mind enters the digital classroom, learning becomes more meaningful, more inclusive, and more effective as well. And that is the true cognitive revolution in education and the other language, and in another education system, in language as well as other education system. On this note, I remember one of the quotes by Alvin Toffler. He wisely said once, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. With this, I would like to thank you all for having me here and your time and patience. Thank you very much. I wish you a very informative and successful conference. Thanks a lot.
Baba Masnaf University, Haryana. Professor Aruna Ashwin is a distinguished academician in the field of education. She holds a doctorate in education along with advanced qualifications in educational administration, leadership, and management. A prolific scholar, she has authored 10 books, contributed over 40 chapters in debuted publications, and holds 10 patents to her credit. Her contribution to educational research includes the development of various standardized tools and scales, with 23 PhD scholars awarded under her supervision and many more pursuing their research under her guidance. Dr. Aruna Ashwin is widely recognized for her contribution both in academics and social service, having received over 50 awards from various prestigious organizations, including honors from the Government of Haryana and the Rohtak administration. Beyond academia, she is also known for her extensive community work. She currently serves as State Coordinator for Education of Haryana for OSCA Director of Administrative Bodies, including DOS, IQAC. She's also the Director of Research and Publication at ICERT USA and the Indian Red Cross Society. She is working there as an academic and as an administrative body. A dynamic speaker and motivator, Dr. Arun Ansal regularly addresses issues related to
Thank you. Namaste to everyone. Thank you, Professor Anita ji, Arun ji, Professor Sandeep Kumar ji, and most of the work has been done by Professor Ravinder Kumar ji. He has truly talked about the indigenous system of Bharat, means Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. He has totally expressed each and every field of this Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. But then also, few words I will speak on this. If you talk about the indigenous wisdom and beyond, contemporary multidisciplinary exploration, if you talk about the keywords, the indigenous knowledge means holistic development, sustainability, cultural heritage, multidisciplinary approach, environmental ethics, experiential learning, community knowledge, innovation, and decolonization. If we say in short, it means today's topic connects with past wisdom with future innovation. There's an American proverb, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from wisdom of responsibility, sustainability, and harmony with the nature. Now, if we are understanding the indigenous wisdom, it reflects experience-based, nature-anchored, community-driven. In every walk with the nature, one receives far more than he says. If you take the example, medicine and many more things. Indigenous not always documented. Enough for everyone's needs. If you see the example, forest management, millets revival, rediscovering with indigenous communities, always knew that. Now we know everyone has learned about that. You might have heard the story of olden days, the thirsty crow, in which we were taught how the crow move in the jungle in search of the water. But today, what we are teaching, that we are teaching them to put a straw in the pot and drink the water. Means we are talking from fast to the modern education. Gurukul system in which experiential learning was introduced, moral values was introduced, environmental sciences were there. Everyone knows that we are time when we heard, even my children, even I don't remember how they came up. Collective decision making also was there, and we have heard about the panchayati system also. So if we teach today, as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of national education policy means राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति, भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा, local languages and skill based learning. In the morning also we were having a discussion.
Good afternoon from India. Good afternoon, who is sitting here. Honorable Professor Dr. Anita Rafi, Principal, I.N.M College. Our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Aruna Achal, Dr. Simran, Honorable Chairs of Technical Sessions, Honorable Guest, keynote speakers, Professor Dr. Ravinder and Dr. Manisani Baruji. I firstly appreciate and also thankful to the students, especially who are sitting here, that how much patience they have. With patience, you all are listening, all the speakers, the delegates who came from outside, the energetic and dynamic faculty of I.N.M College. I appreciate and thankful to you all. The people who are connected virtually online, they are in their comfort zone, but you have spared your valuable time with us. That's why we are grateful to you all. We are celebrating 4 years of collaboration with I.N.M PG College. And in these 4 years, I sincerely appreciate the support and coordination of Honorable Principal Ma'am and the conveners of today's conference, Professor Kaushik and Dr. Savarna. Very nicely they are doing. It's take a lot of time and lot of effort to manage whether it is a small event or it is a big. This today's conference, the 2 days dialogue that we will do, most of the researchers, they are waiting to present their research that will be on, and that is on indigenous wisdom and beyond. We are not talking about Indian knowledge system only. We are talking globally about this indigenous knowledge that has become now wisdom. The time we just travel long back, we can see when there was no refrigerators. No refrigerator was there. Our mothers, they were preserving the milk. They were not PhDs. They were not scholars. They were not masters of science. But even though they have the knowledge or they have mastered the fermentation process, how it took place, how to keep the precise temperature, how to add the natural catalyst. But we just have to stop the fermentation. This is indigenous knowledge. Just move back and remember the farmers when there was no pesticides, how the crops were grown, how the natural pest control, that process was done. That was indigenous knowledge. In today's context, this is not the practice of India only. These are the global practices that were followed in almost all the countries. You know, how the people, they were master of phytochemical science. How the people, if we just remember very ancient time, just like the World War, one of the World War that was in Mahabharata, like in almost all the countries in the US or in European countries, everywhere, there were so many wars. And when there were no doctors, then how people, they were curing this disease, the antiseptic properties of the plants and plants parts. They were full knowledge about that. They were making the pastes and they were applying on the injuries and how the things were cured. That was the indigenous knowledge. So there are a lot to discuss, and new scholars who are going to present today and tomorrow, they have prepared a lot of. ICERT's mission is always to provide a platform where we can bridge the gap between these multiple disciplines. That's why almost all the conferences that we are organizing that are interdisciplinary or multidisciplinaries. So this conference is also a contribution where we are bridging the gap between this ancient knowledge and the modern sciences or the modern research. So all the presenters, it's my best wishes that you are going to present the data. And this data is not only the data that you have collected. This is the data that will guide the policies. This is the data that will provide the advocacy. So I'm thankful to all the organizing committee members who are doing so nicely and who are managing this conference and will complete this journey that we have started inaugurated today, will complete it tomorrow. And best wishes to all the presenters. Thank you everyone. Jai.
For your gracious presence and inspiring words. Your words have truly enriched the occasion, and it has been an honor to have you here with us. Every celebration is an experience. The external fades away and the internal lingers and echoes in the depth of our hearts. We are reminded that events like this one are milestones in the journey of life. And to mark this event, I would now like to call upon stage the convener of today's conference, Dr. Deepthi Kaushik, IQAC coordinator, I.N.M PG College, to deliver the vote of thanks. Please give a huge round of applause for our convener.
Like bó ṣe lọ bèèrè.
Good afternoon and namaste to everyone and dignitaries on dais. As we come to this beautiful and enlightening journey of our 2 days International Multidisciplinary Conference, Reimagining Knowledge, Indigenous Wisdom and Beyond, my heart is full of gratitude. It is said that no great event is that work of a single person. It is the result of many hands, many minds, and many hearts working together. Today, it is my absolute honor and privilege to stand before you to propose the formal vote of thanks on behalf of IQAC and Teacher Reskilling Cell of I.N.M PG College Meerut, and I'm the proud partner, the International Council of Education, Research and Training. We have discussed our roots, our traditional wisdom, and how can we use this knowledge to solve the problem of tomorrow. But none of this magic would have been possible without the presence and support of some very special people. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest and sincere gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Shri K.C. Tyagiji, former member of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Next, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to our guiding light, our Chief Eternal, Shri Arun Kumar Gupta Ji, Honorable and Honorary Secretary, and PG College Meerut. So your vision and your constant support are the reason which can dream big and organize events of such an international level. You have always encouraged us to push our boundaries and provide the best platform for our teachers and students. Without your strong backing, this conference would have remained just an idea. Thank you, sir, for believing in us. A strong building needs strong pillars. For this conference, our pillars of strength have been our highly respected patron. I want to express my deepest gratitude to Professor Anita Rani, Principal, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Now, you are of our institution. From the very first day we discussed this conference, your enthusiasm and your leadership have driven us forward. You were always there to solve our problems, guide our path, and motivate the entire team. Thank you, ma'am, for your endless patience and support. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to our international background, Professor Rahoda Pasco Galanto, Executive Director, ICERT, Area Capacity Building and Professional Development Division. Ma'am, thank you for bridging the gap across borders and bringing an international perspective to this platform. Your support from ICERT has been invaluable to us. The conference is not only as good as knowledge shared in it, and we have been blessed with some of the most brilliant minds over these 2 days. I want to sincere thanks to our keynote speaker. Thank you, Dr. Manisha T. Bakoji, Secretary General, ICERT. Your insight and indigenous wisdom were opening. You gave us a fresh perspective on how we look at knowledge system. I also want to deeply thank Professor Ravindra Kumar, Professor and Head, Department of English, Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Meerut. Sir, your academic depth on and the way in such a simple manner left all us spellbound. Thank you both for sharing your precious time and research with us. I now take this moment to extend my heartfelt thank to our respected guest of honor, Professor Aruna Anchal, Dean Faculty of Education, Baba Mastanath University, Rohtak, and Director, ICERT. Ma'am, your gracious presence added a special charm to our sessions. The thoughts you share with our participants will definitely help them in their future research and academic journey. Thank you so much for being here with us. Now, I want to talk about the people who work tirelessly behind the scenes. Planning an international conference takes months of hard work, email, phones, calls, and sleepless nights. I want to place on record my deepest appreciation for our organizing secretaries, Dr. Sarna, Assistant Professor in charge, Department of Sociology at our college, and Dr. Simran Mehta, Director of Finance, ICR. Both of you have worked like from managing the schedule to handling the restriction, you took care of every small detail with a smile on your face. This grand success belongs to your hard work. Thank you. To my wonderful colleagues, our teaching and non-teaching staff, and institution is a family, and today our family stood together. I want to especially thanks for managing the different committees so smoothly. Whether it was the reception desk, the hospitality, or managing the guests, our faculty members worked day and night. Thank you, my teachers, for your dedications. In today's digital age, no event can run without a strong technical background. We saw a smooth presentation, perfect sound, and seamless connectivity. This was all because of our brilliant technical team. You guys were sitting behind the scenes, fixing problems before we even noticed them. You worked hard. I want to take a very special moment to thank the real unsung heroes of our college, our support staff, and fourth class worker. Your work, the hardest, walked the most, and smiled through all the times. We deeply respect your hard work. As we leave the hall today, let's take the wisdom of our ancestors and the ideas of modern science together. Let us reimagine knowledge for a better, brightest, Viksit Bharat. Thank you once again, everyone. Have a wonderful evening and a safe journey here. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words of appreciation. We are truly and greatly honored. It is time for us to move to our next segment, that is the release of our conference souvenir. And for that, I would like to invite Dr. Simran Mehta ma'am and Dr. Soina ma'am on stage to join our delegates. It is with great pleasure and excitement that we announce the release of the souvenir. This comprehensive compilation showcases the diverse range of research, insights, and innovations presented by our esteemed speakers and contributors. We extend our heartfelt appreciation to all the authors who have contributed their work to the publication, as well as to the organizing committee and editorial team for their dedication and diligence in bringing this project to completion. Thank you for your enthusiasm and participation. Together, let us celebrate the release of the souvenir and continue our pursuit of knowledge and innovation. Yeah.
Souvenir, and that is the edited book.
Yes, I will. We have yet another proud and meaningful milestone of this evening, the formal release of an edited volume titled Reimagining Knowledge Systems, Indigenous Wisdom and Contemporary Multidisciplinary Perspectives. This volume stands as a testament to thoughtful scholarship and collaborative academic endeavor, bringing together diverse perspectives that bridge traditional wisdom with contemporary inquiry. We are especially honored to acknowledge that this work has been guided by the Chief Editor, Professor Dr. Anita Rathi, Principal of I.N.M. PG College, Meerut, whose vision, scholarly insight, and leadership have been instrumental in shaping the distinguished publication. We extend our heartfelt appreciation to all the contributors and the editorial team for their dedicated efforts in bringing this volume to successful completion. Please give a huge round of applause for this achievement and congratulations to all the contributors. Prestigious awards. We are delighted to announce that we have three distinct categories of international awards. Indian Youth IT Award 2026, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Award 2026, and Global Educator Award 2026. Global Educators Laureate 2026. We now take a great pride in announcing the Indian Youth IT Award 2026. Before that, I would like to request our technical team to start displaying the names of our recipients of these prestigious awards on the screen as well.
नर्सरी बंद हो जाएगी वही रन करेंगे
We now take a great pride in announcing the Indian Youth IT Award 2026 conferred upon our chief guest, the Honorable Shri K.C. Tyagi sir, Honorable Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, in recognition of his exemplary contribution to public life and inspiring leadership. However, due to some unforeseen circumstances, he could not face us the present.
Yeah.
I would again like to announce our first Indian Icon Youth Award 2026 conferred upon our chief guest, the Honorable Shri K.C. Tyagi sir, Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, in recognition of his exemplary contribution to public life and inspiring leadership. However, as I said, due to some circumstances, it would not grace us with his presence. But still, I'd like to request you to please give a huge round of applause. Next award that I'm honored to announce is Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Global Educators Award 2026. The first recipient of this prestigious award is our respected patron, Professor Anita Raji, Principal Principal, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Please give a huge round of applause for all the recipients. Congratulations to you, ma'am. The next recipient of the Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Global Educator Award 2026 is Professor Ravindra Kumar, Professor and Head of the Department of English, Dr. University, in recognition of his distinguished academic contribution and exemplary leadership in the field of English study. We would also like to present him with a memento as a token of our gratitude and appreciation for his distinguished contribution. Please give a huge round of applause. We would also like to present a memento as a token of our gratitude and appreciation to our guest of honor, Professor Dr. I.N.M. Please give a huge round of applause for her. Congratulations, ma'am. The next we have is the ICERT Global Educators Laureate 2026 Award. And the recipient for this award is Dr. Ekta Chaudhary, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, Ismail National College, PG, National Mahila PG College, Meerut. Congratulations to you, ma'am. Congratulations again, ma'am. The next award is Dr. Savipalli Radhakrishnan Global Educator Award 2026, and the recipient for this award is Dr. Vinita, an Assistant Professor, Department of Psychology, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Congratulations to you, ma'am. The next award is also Dr. Savipalli Radhakrishnan Global Educators Award 2026, and the recipient for this award is Professor Mamta, Professor Physical Education, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Congratulations to you, ma'am. Please give a huge round of applause for our recipient. We also have a few more recipients of these awards. I would like to announce the name of these recipients. They are not present here with us physically, but are really physically all recognized. So the next award is ICERT Global Educator Story 2026. And for that, we have Professor Dr. M. Devendra. This award is being conferred on Professor Dr. M. Devendra, Principal and Professor, Hotel Management and Tourism, the Oxford College of Hotel Management, Bangalore. The next recipient of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Global Educator Award 2026 is Dr. Sangeeta Dhaka, Assistant Professor Education, Sri Venkateshwar University, Gujrala, UP. Please give a huge round of applause. The next recipient is Dr. Anupam Bansal, Assistant Professor, K.R. Mangalam University, Gurugram. Please give a huge round of applause for our next recipient. We also have a few appreciation awards that I would like to announce. The first one is Mrs. Arjun Singh, Assistant Professor. These are Certificate of Appreciation. So we have a Certificate of Appreciation, and the first recipient of this certificate is Mrs. Arjun Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Drawing and Painting, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Please give a huge round of applause for our recipients. The next one is Dr. Mani Bhardwaj, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. The next one is Dr. Reena Gupta, Department of Music, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. We request you to please join us on stage, ma'am. Education, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Receive her certificate of appreciation. I would now like to invite Dr. Vinita, Assistant Professor, Department of Psychology, I.N.M PG College, Meerut on stage. to receive her certificate of appreciation. Please give a huge round of applause. I would now like to invite Ms. Nisha Gupta, Assistant Professor, Department of Home Science, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Please join us on stage. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Monica, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Congratulations to you, ma'am. And now I would like to invite Ms. Nikhil Omaira, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Next is Dr. Diksha Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Next is Dr. Mamta Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Please give a huge round of applause for all our students. Invite Dr. Kavita Garg, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Congratulations to you, ma'am. Please give a huge round of applause. Next is Dr. Sarika Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Please give a huge round of applause. Next is Mrs. Mahima Thakur, Assistant Professor, Department of English, I.N.M PG College, Meerut. Congratulations to you, ma'am. So I have also been given a certificate for appreciation. So thank you to the team. I'd also like to invite Ms. Radhima Narayan, Assistant Professor English, Department of Basic Science, College of Agriculture, SDPUA, and Meerut. Congratulations, Radhima.
Which one? Yes, chairperson Shamam. You gave me. You gave me. You put your something or something.
Congratulations to each and every awardee. It is now time. As we draw this inaugural and keynote session of the conference to a close, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed guests, dignitaries, speakers, and participants for their gracious presence and invaluable contribution in making this event a success. While we conclude this segment, the academic journey of the day continues with our technical sessions. We would like to inform you that we shall now proceed for lunch break. For a lunch break for 30 minutes, and we kindly request everyone to reassemble in the conference hall after 30 minutes, as the academic proceedings will continue thereafter. The technical sessions will take place in the conference hall itself, and the Chairperson for this session is Professor Dr. Usha Sane, Professor, Department of English, SEP Government PG College, Meerut, and it will also be co-chaired by Professor Dr. Eugenia Zarikova, Associate Professor and Head, Center of Language and Communication, and Professor Dr. Deepa Tyagi, since we have many papers in Hindi language as well. And the session will be coordinated by Ms. Riddhima Narayan, Assistant Professor English, Department of Basic Science, College Agriculture, SVPUAMG Meerut. We kindly request all our participants to be punctual and ensure the timely presence for the technical sessions so that we may proceed smoothly. May I now kindly request all esteemed dignitaries and members present in the hall to kindly rise for the national anthem. I would also request the prayer group to lead us in the rendition of national anthem. Please start the national anthem. Mata ki, Mata ki.
Hey.
Hey, I'm so nice to meet you. Fine. See you. I'm so sorry.
And
Hello, have we come to the end of the program? Thank you.
No, we have not come to the end of the program. They are on break. They will come back in the next, let's say, 10 minutes because they give us 40 minutes and almost 30 minutes has gone.
Okay, thank you.
When does this meeting come to an end today, please?
It's supposed to be at 10:30.
Uh-huh. So I don't know. It's almost 10:30 Nigerian time.
You're correct, sir.
You know, they just went for lunch and they say they will just give them 40 minutes for lunch. After that, they will come back for technical session. So we are waiting for them now. Maybe after the lunch, technical session will continue, which is technical session 1. So let us just be patient.
Does the technical session not included in the? I mean, does it not include the timing?
It does. So I believe that today is supposed to have been over
But
7
they have
o'clock until
already shoot their
10:30.
time during the primary session. They have already shoot their time during the primary session. So definitely they will overshoot the time. But when they come back for technical session, I thought, let us just wait for them and see what will happen.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Hello, honorable colleagues. Hello, hello.
I can
Hello, are
hear
we
you.
there?
Yeah,
Please,
yeah.
I need a little guide, please. So I am trying to share screen like we used to do in using Google Meet. But the thing is saying that display all other app. It's not displaying. I'm unable to do it here.
Are you presenting today?
No, I'm not presenting today.
It may not allow you if you are not presenting today. I think it's only when you are presenting that you can share the screen.
Okay.
Yes, we'll be giving permission to share the screen. If they don't give you permission to share the screen, that is their own fault. So it's not yours.
Okay. It's not that on my phone that is saying display on all other app. Okay.
No.
Thank you.
No. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. For the person that asked question on their sharing of screen, you can share your screen. Even now, I tried it. You can share your screen. What you do, immediately open it, your PPT. If you are using your phone, you should save it as a PDF before you can share it. It will be easier. What you do, immediately you click share, you go to document, you will see this thing, you will go to document and select the document you want to share. It will share. I don't know whether you get me. You can see I shared my screen now, so you can share it. so you cannot share.
That's toilet. That is
We'll proceed towards the questions. Anyone from the audience who would like to interact?
Yes, मैम मेरे को आवाज है।
आपने बच्चों की बात कर बुक का नाम दिया है, जबकि जो का नाट्य शास्त्र है उसी पर
नेक्स्ट पीपीटी मैम वो इसमें ऑलरेडी डाउन है।
दूसरा जो अगर हम वाली बात करते हैं हिंदी वाली बात, तो वो हमारे और आ जाता है।
जी मैम आपने वो सही बोला।
रस को शामिल
जी हाँ वो शाम यस मैम जो हमारा जो लोअर रस है उसको
ठीक है आप प्रकाशित भी कराएंगे।
जी जी
जब आप लाल जो कह रहे हैं वो आपका पूरा पेपर होता है।
जी
देवी
लास्ट में क्योंकि मैम मेरा जो पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन था मतलब मैं रिसर्च स्कॉलर हूँ तो मेरा पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन वो सतीश गुजराली का जितना टॉपिक मैंने बाउंड किया था उसके ऊपर मेरा था।
आपको संचालित से
ठीक है मैम मैं ध्यान रखूंगी इस चीज का। थैंक यू मैम बिल्कुल
आपका एक टॉपिक
ओके मैम।
We'd like to move towards the next presenter, Ms. Prerna Bharti. She'll be presenting her paper on Reading Nature's Resilience through an eco-horror and eco-feminist study of Bhumika. Ms. Prerna Bharti.
लैपटॉप से यहीं से प्रेजेंट कर ली तो कि हाइब्रिड में लैपटॉप ला सकती हूँ अपना। अच्छा तो ऐसे ही चल रहा है आप ऐसे ही कर दीजिए। मैं आपकी पीपीटी ओपन कर देती हूँ। Yes, ma'am.
The work that we are trying to find the conclusion should be very natural.
Yes.
We can consent.
Okay, yeah, sure, ma'am. I have to share this. It's fine. I'll do. You can share. Thank you.
So, good afternoon, respected committee members, professors, and the members who are presented here. I am Prerna Bharti, a research scholar from the Department of English, and I am pursuing my PhD from under supervision of Dr. Bhavna Singh. Actually, my topic is Reading Nature's Resilience through an eco-horror and eco-feminism study of Bhumika 2021. So Bhumika basically is a Tamil language movie, and I studied this movie through eco-horror and eco-feminism. So in briefly, I give you one the introduction about eco-horror and ecofeminism. So nature is often seen as passive, but what happens when it becomes vengeful and revengeful? So as in 21st century anthropocentrism is exposing the dark side of human action on nature and environment. So eco-horror and gothic emerges fear and anxiety, which shows the unbalanced relationship between human and non-human caused by the action or activities done by capitalist patriarchy, basically. So, and ecofeminism asserts that there is a link between nature and women, as both are suppressed by the capitalist patriarchy. So the cinema's role is very important here because through cinema we can understand the concept very clearly. So my central question is, how does the film link ecological destruction with gender oppression through eco-horror and ecofeminism? So my objectives are, can I include objectives? My objectives are to analyze the film Bhumika as a cinematic text that merges eco-horror with eco-feminist criticism and explore the interconnection between nature and nature and women exploited by male dominance. Next, to investigate the function of horror elements in expressing ecological concern with the help of sound, visual, and the atmosphere represented in the movie, to which is positioned in transform nature as an active force of resistance. Third point, to interpret the film by applying the theory of eco-horror, ecofeminism and the Gaia hypothesis, framing its narrative in a wider discourse on patriarchy, humanocentrism, and environmental justice. Fourth, to examine the importance of key dialogues, characters' interaction, and the director's insightful words during the personal interview which I had, and how Bhumika's haunting presence exposes the structures of capitalist patriarchy and ecological domination. The last one, to contribute the growing knowledge and research in Indian eco-cinema, this paper shows how Bhumika extends beyond the local cinematic conventions to engage with global discussions on sustainability, feminist resistance, and ecological philosophy. Ma'am, should I include methodology? Okay, ma'am. So I'm going towards the finding and conclusion. So my findings, and according to my findings and conclusion, the film redefines nature as an active force of resistance rather than a passive backdrop, to expose how capitalist patriarchy drives the exploitation of both nature and women. The third point is eco-horror reveals fear rooted in environmental destruction, while ecofeminism highlights gender oppression. The last thing I included, nature's retaliation emerges as reclamation, challenging systems of domination. Thank you. Yes.
I just want to understand, you said eco-horror.
Yes.
Right? Eco is something we talk about peace, which is good, which is soothing and fine for human nature, irrespective of the fact that it is living or not living. And you're combining horror with that.
Yes, ma'am.
So horror is what, according to you, is the patriarchal system, that is the horror.
Ma'am, actually the central should I mention? So ma'am, actually horror, eco-horror means when nature exploited by the patriarchal, mostly by the capitalist patriarchy society, and now nature is taking revenge against these kind of human beings who exploited it through horrific things like we can connect this with some superstition things also, like Bhumika.
And you put some from the movie itself. You said you have met the character as well.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, not the character, but I had an interview with the director.
So can you put something which can actually clarify that how it is horror, and here you are talking about patriarchy. Then you are using feminism also.
Yes, ma'am.
So where is the patriarchal system where you are focusing upon patriarchy and how you are justifying it with the feminism. I just want to understand that.
Okay, ma'am.
That I need to get that understanding how you're bridging that gap.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, basically, because when we look at the past, look at the industrial revolution, so we know this thing that mostly males dominated the industrial sector, and the pollution, the horrific things which was related to the nature, which were exploited the nature, it emerged because of them. And parallelly, we can study, we can see this thing with women also, that they didn't exploit the nature, they exploit the women also, not in domestic sphere but outside the world also.
And by saying this, you are already demarking both males and females.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's very difficult, when we are talking about feminism, it is not that we are asking that male domination or male existence should go. It's not our agenda. Feminism is where we are talking about equal opportunity and being together. Yes. So you're trying very good, but the thing is,
but ma'am, my argument is about women, that how the patriarchy system exploited nature and women, and in horrific way, in how they are emerging now, the horror thing, and through we can connect this the real world problem also, like through cyclone, through many things which is happening, like heat waves we are facing right now.
Behind that, because you cannot solely blame males for this.
Yes, ma'am.
That is not possible.
Ma'am, actually in the movie, it was there that there were a community of male society who were going to build a project, and through that project they were going to destroy acres of forest. And through that, what happened in the movie, because the protagonist's name is Bhumika. Bhumika means who's connected with the nature, who is a nature lover. So when I had an interview with director, so he also asserts this thing that we can compare the earth with female body, because both are destroyed by basically by the capitalist.
I just want to add one question. What is your personal observation, apart from the movies and the novels? What is your personal observation about the ecosystem or eco-criticism, or when say eco-horror? I just want to ask a question. In Indian culture, where nature is worshipped as a mother nature, what is your observation?
Nature worshipped as women. Ma'am, first of all, I would say that we don't need to worship anything. We should respect things. So we don't want to worship a woman or worship the land or the earth or the planet. We are just expressing this thing. Just respect it. Just understand how valuable these things are. Good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Sorry, hoping I was just very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Prerna. Next presenter would be Dr. Achal Vats. She'll be presenting her paper on Indigenous Climate Adaptation for Indigenous Communities.
Okay, sure. Very good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Achal Vats, and my topic is Indigenous Wisdom and Beyond Contemporary Multidisciplinary disciplinary Exploration. And the subtopic is Indigenous Climate Adaptation, that is in Indigenous Community. First of all, something that this is very, very important for everyone to understand what is Indigenous. Indigenous is the term which basically belong to originality, or we can say a original inhabitant. So indigenous people are the one who belong to their original habitat and who lived in their rooted regions. They have their strong ancestral connections and a deep root in a specific territory. Excuse me. They have a certain way of living which can be different from normal day-to-day life. And environment is the term which can be called another world for indigenous people. So they have a certain, thoughts when they relate to, we can say, a nature. They have, first one is, they have a certain thought process, means these people emphasize on harmony with nature. Second, they have a cyclical view of time. Unlike the linear view of time of Western culture, past and present and future, they have a cyclical or non-linear views. That means they believe in every man. And third is relativity and interconnectedness. These people thinking often operates in a state of relatedness, where our people, object, and the environment are seen so deeply connected. Bond of guardianship, we can say. A core thought process of indigenous people is that being of a guardian or a steward of land rather than its owner. The next point is holistic approach. Indigenous worldviews often prioritize holistic approach rather than an individualistic gain, which is considered to be a significant and a valuable aspect, we can say. But regarding all these things, I just want to concise and precise my, viewpoint. I want to just highlight Tara June Winch, an Australian, we can say, a writer and a thoughtful person. She was basically wrote the famous novel, we can say, The Yield. And she was born on 2nd December 1983, is considered to be an Australian author and a Wiradjuri woman, a language who knows, a woman who understood this particular Wiradjuri language. Wiradjuri language is a language of this indigenous people, we can say. She was a woman best known for a powerful exploration of indigenous identity, language, and the impact of colonialism, we can say. Winch writing often considered to be a bridge between the personal and the social issues of indigenous society. She had a strong clarity of mind to understand the basic concepts in the need of indigenous society. She rose a significant international prominence, winning prestigious award, Franklin Award rather we can say, in 2020 for a novel, The Yield. Now to concise with this, I want to just elaborate this particular novel by Winch, which is very, very important to be expressed over here. Tara was the one who believes that every culture has her own identity, respect, value, norms, and the most important, their language where they communicate their emotions and feelings properly. That's why the writer and the author of the novel, The Yield, uses language Wiradjuri through character called August, where she understood this particular language from her grandfather, Albert. When he passed away, then only she understood the actual importance of particular society where her grandfather was struggling for. It was his grandfather, her grandfather, who wrote a diary of indigenous society in their language called Wiradjuri, that is Bayana, which means yield in English means reaping. Nothing, concise? Okay, sure. Nothing that can be taken from land, the things he waited for and gets to claim a wheat yield, we can say. So, just to concise my term, we can say that this novelite has, categorized this particular novel in the 3 phases. That is, at last, we can say that we clarify the term Indigenous by Tara, which is not only a matter root, rather than a matter of dignity. The writer clarified her novel into 3 stages. In the first stage, there is an introductory part of Elgort, who do farm work and married to Elsie and settle down in Prosperous, name of a place where they nurtured the land according to their ancestors' agricultural practices. The second generation, Albert's grandfather, August, who knows about his grandfather's death, traveled to Australia. In this attempt, she really ran from her past memories. That's why she lived in England for 10 years, we can say. In third narration, August's storyline came up to the zest that according to his grandfather's dictionary, the language called Wiradjuri, Ferdinand Greenleaf, founder of a prosperous mission, writes to British Ontario, Dr. George Cross in 1950, begging for his help, so that with the help of this novel, we find that the character called August came up with a lot of confidence, overcome trauma, and she has a strong desire and a quest to save Prosperous.
I come to the please.
Okay, sure. So we can say at last that the novel Yield, written by Winch, is a magnificent novel. And in this particular novel, she just tried to highlight this thing that no matter whatever the problem is, the situation is, we all do have a right to overcome with our difficulties, to take participation in our own ancestral thoughts and ideas, which her grandfather suffered a lot for the land, and finally she gets successful in adopting her own land. Thank you so much.
We are open for discussion. If anybody would like to interact. Any questions from the audience? Anyone?
I have a question. What is the key contribution of your research?
Actually, I perceive that this is my topic is on the novel of Winch. We can say she's an Australian novelist, and my key concept is that it's basically a colonization. Whether if you have your own, what should I say? If you want to identify your own personality, then you have to believe in the ancestral thought as well. And I personally believe that is something is very
identify ourselves through our
ancestral thoughts.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
That you were talking about that language again and again.
Yes, language. I personally believe, man, that languages also plays an important part in this particular novel of Winch, we can say, because this is a Wiradjuri language where his ancestrals belong to, and with the help of this particular language, the character August by Winch, we can say that she's truly helpful in winning her grandfather's ancestral property back, we can say.
Yes, you mean to say that, or it is the actions and the feelings and the thing that you said that it belongs to me. Yeah. That is where this language is playing an important role.
Yes.
It would not have been, it would have been translated or done in some other language, the impact would have been the same that you have got in your research.
Yes, ma'am, I personally believe that yes, language plays an important role. What is that? Wiradjuri.
Wiradjuri.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Achal Vats. Moving towards our next presenter, Dr. Priya Pathak. Dr. Priya Pathak will be presenting her paper on environmental ethics in Vedic literature.
My greetings to all the presented dignitaries who are presented on this stage, and all the assistant professors, research scholars, and friends. My topic is environmental ethics in the Vedic literature, nature, symbolism, and the ecological values. Since the very inception of the human civilization, sensitivity towards nature has remained a central current in the Indian thought.
Just keep the objective first. After the objective, उसको आप समझाओ पहले, then comment down.
Ma'am, actually, I have just prepared tomorrow. That's why. Yes. Yeah, sorry, yesterday.
आपके में objective जहाँ लिखा हुआ है उसको बताओ, and then give the conclusion.
Yeah. Ma'am, Vedic literature not only provides the historical ethics, even it also forward our life towards relationship, maintain relationship, enduring how to continue in our ethics and historical maintenance. The Vedas, regarded as the most ancient and authoritative text of the Indian intellectual traditions, specifically portrays nature not merely as an exaggerated of the environmental elements, but rather as a divine, sacred, and the life-sustaining entity. In the Vedic times, natural elements such as the sun, wind, fire, water, earth, and sky are the imbued with the divinity. The clarity demonstrates that from the Vedic perspective, the relationship between the humanity and the nature was grounded in the mutual interdependence, reverence, and balance. The Vedic sages did not merely establish nature as an object of worship, they also inextricably linked it with lifestyle, ethics, and a sense of duty. Water,
Kindly come right forward, please.
The exploration of the nature symbolism within the Vedic hymns reveals that the environmental consciousness is not only a modern construct but a deep-rooted civilization value. Vedic Vedas worldview portrays not only historical insight but also the enduring guidance, remaining as the sustaining living as arise from a behavior relationship between humans and the natural world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Priya. Anyone from the audience who has a question?
बच्चे नेक्स्ट टाइम जब भी आओ एक बार तैयारी करके आओ।
Our next presenter would be Ms. Sonam.
Hello.
She'll be presenting her paper on educational revival of Indian knowledge systems in the context of
Hello.
National Education Policy 2020. Ms. Sonam.
Is someone hearing us?
I don't know.
I think we are
Yes, we
slightly
can hear you.
hearing audience
We
or
can hear
nothing.
you,
They
we
are
can
not
hear
considering
you.
us.
Yes. Mine is the first presentation. I have to present the first.
My topic is
Yeah. I
educational
think they are
revival
not following the
Indian policy
previous
system
schedule.
in the context
I don't know
of
what to do. I've sent a
National
message to
Education
the
Policy
director also,
2020.
and in the group also I've messaged, but
Indian
no
knowledge
reply.
system continues
No one responding. I have
one
emailed to
of the
Executive
world's
Director
oldest and most
ICERT, but they are not
enduring
replying.
intellectual,
Yes.
traditional,
What to
reflective,
do now? I don't know what to do.
cognitive legacy
And no
in
one is
hope to
replying
very
here. I think
innovative and
we are
reflective towards
passive
development
audience here.
over thousands of years in the Indian subcontinent encompassing a wide range of
I put a mail also.
such as
to the
philosophy,
executive director.
mathematics, astronomy, medicines,
I don't know
linguistics,
what type of
arts,
schedule they are
governance,
following. They
and
emailed us, but they are not
ecological
following the
science,
same schedule.
such as science,
Are you
IQAC,
presenting today, sir?
comprehensive
Yes, I am
and
presenting.
integrated understanding of
I
knowledge.
have
Rooted in
revised
a
schedule with me.
holistic worldview, the system
We'll wait
combines
for a few more minutes and
empirical
we'll
observation,
send a
Yes,
mail
I
again.
also waiting here.
and spiritual insights. There be presenting a distinctive epistemological framework that stand from dominant Western paradigms and the introduction of the conclusion, the National Education Policy 2020 marks a significant and progressive step in reshaping India education system. It's clearly recognized the importance of Indian knowledge system and seeks to bring them back into the mainstream of education by connecting traditional knowledge with modern subjects. The policy aims to create a system that is not only academically but also culturally rooted, holistic, and relevant in today's global context. This shift reflecting a move away from narrow exam focused learning towards a more meaningful and comprehensive approach to education. The revival of IKS should not be seen simply as an attempt to preserve the past, rather, it is a forward-looking effort to use the wisdom of traditional knowledge is solving present the future challenge. Indian knowledge system offer valuable insight into areas such as sustainable living, ethical behavior, mental well-being, and social harmony. When combined with modern scientific knowledge, they can provide balanced and innovation solution to complex global problems. In this way, education becomes a tool not only for career development but also for building responsible and aware citizens. One of the key In conclusion, the successful implementation of NEP 2020 has the potential that transform India into a global leader in education by combining its rich intellectual heritage with modern knowledge and innovation. India can develop an education system that is both rooted and forward looking. Such a system will not only benefit the nation but also contribute meaningfully to the global knowledge community. Thank you.
Any questions from the audience? Anyone who would like to ask a question or interact? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sonam. Important information for the online presenters and online participants. Due to technical glitches, we will not be able to accommodate any of the online presentations today. However, we'll notify you further on your emails and accommodate you in tomorrow's technical sessions. All the online presenters, I'm repeating myself, we will not be able to accommodate your presentations today. However, we'll move you to for the technical sessions that we are going to have in the online mode tomorrow. We'll be notifying you the same through emails.
Thank you, ma'am, for the information.
No one is listening us. Why are you giving thank you?
I think they informed that today they will not accommodate us.
But there is only one way communication in between us, ma'am.
What about those people that are listed to present today? Are we going to present?
I don't know, but they are not moderating with us today.
I'd like to invite our chairpersons to please.
I think we can leave right now, but they are not accommodating, so why we are waiting here? Vishnu Priya ma'am, is you are there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Should we wait or leave?
I don't know. All of a sudden, they are giving. They're telling that we can't do the presentation today.
Right now, they mute themselves, no?
Yes. And I can't do the presentation tomorrow.
Is there any reply from ICRT side?
No.
You have any reply?
No. I didn't.
But what about those people that were scheduled to do today? Are we going to do it? That is the questions. Are we going to do it? Those that are scheduled to do today, because other set are scheduled for tomorrow. According to the
Same problem is with me. Yeah. I can't present tomorrow. I have to present today.
Even for me also, I have my exams. I have an exam tomorrow.
Yes. But they are not considering our problem, no?
What I don't know what to do. Any numbers you have to contact them, sir?
No, ma'am, but I emailed to ICRT executive director, but they are not replied yet.
Yeah, even I also mailed. No reply from that side.
And this 75% attendance criteria is for technical session or for entire conference, ma'am? Do you know about it?
No, sir, I don't know anything about that.
This conference has not been like this before. This one is not even organized at all. Before
No,
everything
this
was
is this is not organized properly, sir. They have lacks of number of lacks. So I think we have to leave right now. I can't wait right now because I have other concerns.
This one is not organized. It has not been like this before.
May I please have myself excused as I have
Yes.
other business? Thank you.
Is there anyone from ICRT on online?
Many participants are there. I don't know.
I think one of from Sandeep Kumar. He is from ICRT but not replying yet. Dr. Sandeep Kumar, are you listening us?
Now they muted us. The video, audio. I can't see the video also now.
Yes, video and audio both are muted.
Yes, sir.
Now, what should we do?
I don't know. I don't know. We have to wait, or I don't know.
They left us for God's sake. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I think
Not
according to
organized.
them,
It is not organized properly, sir.
yes,
Because the
yes,
list of the names in the first session, they are calling out some other names to present.
According to they send
According
me
to
revised schedule.
according to what they schedule, it's not what they are following.
Yeah,
Means
according
it's
to the first session, I have to be the third to present. I'm in the
Your number serial number is 179th.
Yes, sir.
Vishnu Priya is yes.
Yes, yes,
like
yes.
my own serial
And also,
is
I've
zero.
already informed that I have my exam on 30th, so I want to reschedule my. It was before. It was
Same
30th.
problem is with me because
That
I
is
have
why they
flight.
scheduled my schedule, my presentation in the first schedule, but they are not letting us to present now. What should we do?
There is 143, 140, 179th yours, 225, 283, 150th mine, 248, 201, and 215. There are only these
Like
presenter.
201. 201, they didn't allow me to present.
No, we are not the organizers, sir. We are audience.
They are not organized. This university is not organized. ICT has no they have not been doing this.
I think there
has
is there is no from ICRT today right now here.
It's not from them. Yeah, I think it's from the university.
Yes, all are from the college, I.N.M college, no one from ICRT.
It's not from ICRT. From ICRT,
Yes.
everything is organized. Organized, you see everybody will present accordingly. But this one, they just came up and begins to let us see. Because many people have exam tomorrow and they will not be able to do it.
They sent us revised schedule, sir, yesterday on email, but the college is not following the revised schedule. They are following their own schedule. ICRT changed
This
the
morning
schedule,
only they've sent the invitation again, the revised schedule. No, then what is the use of sending it to in this morning? If they have
I don't know.
Way of organizing the presentations, no, sir. So what is the use of
college? I think college has a technical problem, so they are following their own schedule, but they are not following ICRT schedule.
Due to
but this technical problem, why we bother the technical problem? Because we are not communicated our paper to this college. We are communicated our paper to ICRT.
Only the physical presentation was conducted sincere apology. Online sessions will be conducted tomorrow. Review sessions will be mailed. I don't know what to do now.
They message us?
Yes, sir. In the chat box, you can see the message.
And what is the blunder that they disabled the chat? We can't communicate with them.
Yes, sir. But we have got the message in this, no, the chat box here in this page. You can see the message. Due to
You
some
and me, those who have problem tomorrow, we are not present, and even we will be absent tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Because I
I am
have
definitely absent.
I have my exam tomorrow.
Dr. Sandeep Kumar, you are not listening us. Why? You should talk with us. What should we do? Are you listening us?
It was fine with the audio and video. I don't know what kind of technical problem they are facing from their side. I don't know. It was quite normal and it was quite good.
Yes, we can present our paper on audio as well. We no need to any share screen sharing.
Yeah, if it is not needed, we can also share our screen through the slideshow. Also, we can present. No, sir.
Yes.
I don't know what kind of problem they are facing.
Same here. Same.
Yeah.
They already said, they already wrote something here.